Alright, so made up into the mountains. Doing a little hike in now. Here with AJ, this buddy of mine. And we're gonna check out this nice little stream here. Should be some wild browns, maybe some wild bows, and maybe even some brookies if we get lucky. So alright, we'll catch y'all on the river. Alright, little update. We've already spooked. Sorry, talking to myself over here. Alright, so a little update. We've already spooked up probably 3 or 4 fish. Nothing big, but I mean, it's wild. And it's pretty neat. We've seen them in this super shallow water here. Which is kind of abnormal to see, I don't know, wild North Georgia browns in shallow water. Typically they're sitting deep in pools, so I switched over to a dry. I might throw a little dropper on, something really small, but these fish are not very big. So downsize a little bit and we'll see if it works. Alright, so if you saw AJ turn and look at me while I was filming that shot, what he saw was 2 wild North Georgia browns actively spawning in the middle of that creek. It's super cool. It's something that we don't get to see very often. What we ended up doing was just going around those fish. I stayed and took some shots of them because they're super cool, but if you see a red in the river and there's 2 fish on it, or even if there's no fish on it, just stay away from it. You know, don't spook the fish off. Don't try to fish for them. It's unethical, and you're taking wild fish away from a wild fishery. You know, these fish, they're not stocked, they're not hatchery raised. They depend on other wild fish to keep the population up. Don't fish the reds. If you don't know what they look like, it's a big white patch of gravel or a cleared off patch of gravel in the creeks, and you'll clearly see 1 or 2 fish on it. And if there's no fish on it, still stay away from it. That's all I gotta say about that. Alright, so we've just seen a little brown up in here. I'm gonna try for it. I'm probably gonna miss the hook set as usual. AJ's gonna film for me, but yeah, we'll see what we can do. Fingers crossed. It's a decent size.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Let's do it.
Had a freaking baby.
You ain't gonna see that every day, folks.
Alright, so I think me and AJ are going to end it on that note and head back. That was an awesome fish. Yeah, head back to the cars, head to the campsite for the night, and we'll go from there. So I'm not sure what AJ got me into here, but we've been walking for 2 hours. We're 6 miles in.
6 miles in. 6 miles back out.
Haven't seen the car. It's a long one. We'll make it.
So working though.
Yeah, we're headed out. We're gonna head over to the next spot. Nice little drive, and get camp set up for the night, and do it all again tomorrow. All right, at the campsite for the night. We got the setup. I mean, right off the road here. Got both our little tents set up. Got a fire going, and we're doing good tonight. You got it there?
Oh yeah.
Alright, we've been up for probably about an hour and a half or so, had breakfast. We're gonna get loaded up here and head off to the creek. We saw two, 25-inch fish yesterday at least. I mean, these guys are big, so we're gonna try to stick those this morning. We're gonna wait till the sun gets up high enough to where we can actually look down the water and see, because it's just too dark right now. But yeah, should be an awesome day. AJ's pumped to catch his absolute monster of a fish today, so we'll see you guys on the creek. All right, we made it down here to the creek. We got like 2 guys right there ahead of us. We kind of dropped in on our spot before we got there, which is fine. But there's this one fish we're gonna try to target that we saw yesterday, and see if we can put AJ on him. It's a pretty big rainbow. It's probably like 23, 24, 25 inches. It's big. So maybe we'll get lucky. But short little hike up there to it, and then we're gonna get after it. Alright, so we came in looking for this fish, and it looks like we found her. She's just sitting in the middle of this run right here in this river. AJ's back here behind me somewhere. He slipped off in the current. He's gonna have a go at it, but we'll put the camera on her so you guys can see her. But she's a big fish. Alright, so we ended up trying for that fish for like, I don't know, 30 minutes, and it ended up moving. It moved up under some branches that we just really couldn't cast into, and originally she was out in the middle of the creek, and then she moved up under that branch, and we just couldn't make a cast on her. Alright, so me and AJ headed out. We really didn't do too well here at the spot. It's a pretty well-known area, and I don't think the fish here can sustain throughout the summer